Hello everybody, welcome to Bushwhacker Weekly. How's everyone doing? In the chat, I see we have KikiBW2, Bad Sith, hello. Bad Sith, you're new, haven't seen you before. Can you all hear me? I have my mask on. I don't need to be COVID safe in here, it's just me. I do have... excellent, thank you. Hey, Incredible Goblins. So, unfortunately, Georgia has fallen ill. Nothing serious, just a little stomach bug, she was saying. So you're just gonna have to deal with me. Just me. I'll try to keep things going. It's always easier to riff off me and Georgia together, so I'll do my best. Hey GFL, flip it. Such a great emoji. Vizorban, you made it. Hello. I guess I should do my scripted intro. So, hello and welcome back to Bushwhacker Weekly with Just Nick. We are the active developers of the game Bushwhacker 2, Codename Entertainment's oldest running game. I'm your programmer, designer, content creator, community manager, and with me usually is Georgia, who is the dedicated artist on the project. I can't talk today. Artist, what's that? And behind the scenes we have Sasha moderating the chat as per usual. He does a great job. And there is a coupon code at the top left of the stream, which you can redeem in-game for a Equestria Satchel to supplement your adventures across Bushwhackia. This stream, it is Saint Patty Whack, as it is the St. Patrick's event starting today. So I'll be here for the hour to answer your questions and chat and give you some updates. But JPL, we did not do a stream last week. So I will be showing submissions for last week's stream, the Chupacabra. So why don't we get to that? So Georgia usually does this. It's just me this time, so let's see how this goes. First up, we have, as you've already seen, this is Barb Zach's Chupacabra. I love what you've done with the color palette here. It really evokes the kind of dangerous, bloodthirsty creature. If any of you know the Chupacabra myth, it's rather spooky. We actually talked about it last stream. I'm just gonna call it last stream. You know which week it was. This creature we added a few Valentine's events ago because of the rough connotation that it eats your heart, and the hearts are Valentine's. You know, close enough, right? Anyway, great job here, Barb. I love the blood red eyes, the red teeth. It's great. It's like a mossy green. And good choice on the background here. It's got, I think it really keeps it simple and brings out the Chupacabra itself. And interesting, is that a brush tool, a blur you've done with the logo? It's quite nice. Hey, you can all see my cursor. I can point at things. Let's see, anyone commented on stuff? KikiBW hopes Georgia gets well soon. Thank you. I hope she does too. Yes, scary eyes indeed. Badsith is a Brazilian guy making a popcorn. Enjoy your popcorn. We do an artist chat every Friday, typically. I get to go in. I'm an honorable artist, because I sit next to Georgia, typically. But we were talking about popcorn, and we were going pretty deep on... we have one fellow who was saying that if you put lemon on your popcorn, it's really good. I think it'll just make it soggy, but I'm gonna give it a shot. I'm into it. I'm also an advocate for putting pistachios and cranberries in there. And Alexis, who has worked on this project before, Bushwhacker, she was a big fan of, you can get nutritional yeast and like sprinkle it on, and that's really tasty. Kind of adds like a cheesiness to it. Jalapeno on popcorn. All right, moving on. We have Brody. So this is Fagrus's eldest daughter, who submitted some great works last time, and you can see Brody's token shading here. And if you look closely, it's got the there's a blur, so like the front part is in focus, and then the rear of the Chupacabra is more blurred, so it's got this field of view kind of blur. It's also crying oil. Oh my god, this is grim. Wow. Would love to hear everyone's comments on this one. Cool colors and shading in the liquids. Yeah, the liquid shine is crazy here. Code doesn't work. I tested the code before I added it. Is anyone else having troubles redeeming the code in-game? St. Panuak? It's possible there's some tricky characters. Let me know if anyone else is also having trouble with that. Vizorban serves kettle corn with swerve? I haven't heard of that. I'll have to try it though. One Monkey Boy. I like the darker, duller, and natural greeny colors. That was referring to Barb's, and I totally agree. It reminds me of like moss. Alex Bless says the code worked fine for them. Cena Games brought up a good thing. Make sure it's only for Bushwhacker 2, in case you are from a different game. Yeah. Alex Bless, that's nasty in the best way. Alright, moving on here. It would be a great patch. Whoa, we have a work from Flybaby here. I love the texture here. The pattern. It's got that, it's like a cheetah feel. Or like giraffe. Whatever that is. That like really like gritty, almost geometric texture. Another one with the dangerously glowing red eyes. This is a creature I wouldn't want to run into. And Flybaby, I love the sepia tone you do with the kind of highlighting the center, getting dim the edge with your. Oh, I love the style, the font you've picked for your text. Every time I look at your pieces, I just feel like I'm in an art gallery. I love it. Yeah. Flybaby loves the oozing mouth from the last one. It was very visceral. I agree. Quite liked it. JPL thought it was black blood. Oh my gosh. Okay. Good point, everyone. I've added 3 T's to Patty and St. Patty Wax, so whoops. Thank you for calling it out. So if you're just typing it in, make sure to include that 3rd T. If you only typed in 2, then it makes sense and you shouldn't feel bad. I'll feel bad. Yeah, this one's interesting. All right. If there aren't any more comments in this one, I'm going to move on. Great job, Flybaby. Again, I love your style. Great job. So, this is one by Jelly Snail. This is a night one. This is when the Chupacabra would strike at night. Also in the desert. See that cactus in the background? This background really fits. Like the night sky kind of pulls in the colors you've got in the pelt, the hide, or the fur, what have you. Also that texture. What is that? I dig it. I dig the texture. I love the colors. You've got a great use of the gradient in the fur, the hair, from kind of like a mossy green to a kind of an orangey red. And then the shading. Can't ignore the shading here. You've done a great job highlighting the shading behind the ears and the body here. And the the very ornate picture frame. I appreciate that. That's very cool. Any comments on this one? It might help for those of you having trouble with the code. You can just copy it right out of the text that Nightbot's posting there, and then paste that in game in the redemption thinger. That should work for you. KQBW says, fantastic pick, and it's framed. I know the frame is so great. One Monkey Boy says, ooh, scaly texture. Yeah, the texture really brings it out here. I quite like it. Henrik Bergstrom, you say, I wish I could color like that. You can with some practice. You'll get there. But Jelly Snail, you have set a bar. This is great. Zorpin says it would look good on their wall. That's a good review. All right, and we have a physical medium here from Julie. As you can see in the top right corner, gel pens used, submitted by Julie via Whacked Crafter, aka Vizorban. I believe Vizorban said Julie was their better half when they submitted this. Some things I'd like to note. I don't know if it was the printer that used to print this out, but I kind of like how the black, the text on the outline border is kind of this sepia-toned ochre dark. And I always love the texture that these gel pens give. So if you look on the Chupacabra, it's got this streaky texture. And I love the green highlights in the hair. Good stuff. Oh, and the uncleaned yellow teeth. I've got a submission. I did the same thing. I thought it was very appropriate for a nasty animal like this. Great job, Julie. Thank you for submitting. Any comments about this one? Texture looks like leather. Great work. Dang. Visorban, yep, for 19 years. Congratulations. That's a long time and a lot of love. Endgame man, just curious if Nick can put a sale of the water tank attractor for next week, please. That's a great suggestion. I'll try to remember that. Feel free to post that on the forum or in a ticket to really make sure I remember, but I'd be happy to rerun an old promo. The scan didn't show everything. Oh no. Well, feel free to let us know what it missed. It looks like it picked up a lot of good stuff with the gel pens here. I'm rather impressed. Anyway, thank you, Julie. Please make submissions in the future. You've got some great work, and it's always good to see a physical medium like gel pens in here. Moving on, we have Kiki R. It's fantastic use of gradients in this work. I can see it. I think I see this is like your style where you like highlight the face. It's good, really accentuates it, and also makes it look like it's emerging from the dark shadows or something. That's very cool. Gradient background is very simple, but I don't know, just adds an extra layer of detail. I quite like that. And the Bushwhacker 2 logo, the genuine one. Shout out. Any comments about this one? Oh, Vizorban was saying that the scan of Julie's muted the colors. It happens. They still turned out fantastic, I thought. Yes, please pass it on to Julie when she gets home. Barb says, wow, awesome, Kiki. I agree. Love the highlight of the face. Absolutely, I agree with that. Very nice gradients, great job. JPL, most true to life. Why so small? Oh, good point. Enhance. Sorry, some of them... I think Georgia usually like zooms all in on them, and I haven't figured it out what to do with this. Also, I love pointing out when the artist takes the lines and changes the color. I see you've made them this kind of gray. Still stands out to highlight it in that comic booky style, but kind of mutes the edge. And I think it really serves it well, especially since you've got the black background here, so the highlight still pops. Fantastic work. Next is my own drawing. I hope you like it. I've already seen it. Some things I'll call about it. I was going for like a winter aesthetic, as you could probably see. So I looked up kind of like winter wolf palettes, which is where I came up with this kind of lighter brown. I like lavender, and I just thought lavender would make like a good... Sounds gross, but like interior flesh color. So like the ears have a little bit of it, and the tongue is very highlighted. And I missed using the glow from the previous one, so I used the glow and added it to the... Actually, I did use the glow, but I've taken it a step further in this one, and I've actually like totally washed the eyes one color. Added the glow like Georgia taught us, and then I also took the paintbrush tool, softened it, and then used it around the eyes to highlight as though the lights kind of hitting those parts of the face. So it's kind of like a nasty creature you wouldn't want to encounter when you're marching in the snow. Also lavender flowers, like that. I kept the background simple this time too, going for just kind of a muted gray to really highlight the beast itself. Bizorban says, wow, Nick, so cold. Different, Nick. So nice. Glad you like it. I like the 3D snow effect. Great observation, JPL. I added a front... So the background I stole from the internet. Thank you, random person who I stole it from. Has those kind of like circle snowflakes in it already. So I actually just used the circle tool on a separate layer in front of it, made a whole bunch, different sizes, and then kind of adjusted the opacity so it was a little transparent. Yeah, kind of like pulls it into the foreground. Very nice interior flesh choice. Thanks, Critical Goblins. I hate the way it's worded, especially now that you make it so obvious. Henrik Bergstrom says, next level. Just need a mountain peak in the background. Mountain peak. I was hoping Mountain Peak's a great idea. I was kind of picturing just like a snowy forest, which is why I found one with like some trees, but a mountain peak would be pretty cool. Leaping from rock and ledge. Winter scary tones. Thank you, KQBW. Love it, Nick. Great background, little blue eyes. Love the mouth and eye color scheme and the use of shadow. Oh yeah, I added shadows to this one. Same technique where you just you copy the colored layer to a new layer, you desaturate it so it's just completely black, and then you pull it, you offset it, and then you just go in with the eraser tool for the specific points it didn't really highlight. Like I had to kind of erase around the ears and especially the brow ridge and the muzzle. But other than that, it's pretty easy. No, JPL, you're right. I didn't edit the logos for Twitter and Bushwhacker and Facebook. Your eye's too keen. Georgia is a great teacher, Flybaby. Thank you. She's fantastic. Phyllis Philly, thank you. Yeah, there are 3 T's in the code. Please, if you see Nightbot, paste in the code, just copy it right out of there and you'll have no problem. Moving on, we have Fagrus's Chupacabra, and I love the bold coloring. Oh, look, they've added a scratch mark. That's very cool. It's been in a fight. This one actually reminds me a lot of the hyenas in Lion King. Which I guess there's a lot of hyena involved in at least how Georgia has done the Chupacabra, and it looks really cool. Simple background, just like an orange to really bring out the gray. You've gone for a very pink tongue. Fantastic. Great choice of palette. I think the black and the gray really accentuates the kind of dark nature of the beast. And you've got the 100% genuine Bushwhacker 2 logo, and you've added the dialogue box border, the brown with the vines to the title here, and that's next level stuff. Great job, Fagrus. Thank you. Some comments from the community. Love the coloring. Reminds me. Oh wait, that was mine. Believe in Disco says I can smell the punching from here. JPL says, how is everyone doing the legit Bushwhacker logo? I'm not sure. I wonder if they're just screen capping it from the website, or maybe on the desktop launcher or something, and then just cropping around it. But I don't know. If anyone knows, feel free to mention it in chat. Phyllis Philly says the colors of mine reminded them of a few days of this year, and yes, it was when we got that snowstorm. Whew. Yes, fantastic work here, Fagrus. Thank you for your submission. Next is Robo Asak. I think this is one of Fagrus's children, part of the fam. We have some additions here. First of all, the toxic green looks great and is really accented by the red highlight. You're going in for the red face. Oh, I think this is the person who Robo Asak was doing. This is their first dabbles into digital art, where they typically use pencil crayon and stuff. So this is great to see. And can anyone name this character in the background in red? KQBW, it is a nuclear Chupacabra. You're totally right. Phyllis Philly, thank you for correcting me. Philly. A Grey Dawn says Among Us. You're totally right. Ding 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 ding. I think this is not the first time that Robo Asak has added a Among Us character, so I think they're really into it. Looks like the mask of a super. It does look like a mask. Kind of like a luchador one that like leaves the mouth part. That's an interesting observation. Good stuff. Vizorban says they cut and paste the logo, if that helps. Thank you, Robosock. Would love to see more of your submissions in the future. Sanity, I think this is a first from them, has, I think, the first purple Chupacabra we've seen so far, with blue accents, blue feet, socks, you might say. Yeah, I love the coloring here. The yellow background really pops this one too. And it's got a ginger hair, ginger mane here. Also, like, the token red tongue, like that's the red. Also, I see you've done a bit yellowing in the teeth. It's been a popular thing here. Fantastic submission, Sansanity. Would love to see more yours in the future. Yeah, the colors really do pop, eh, Vizorban? Barb's Axis, nice colors! Phyllis is great coloring! JPL, regarding the Among Us character, says red sus. A Gray Dawn. You're saying Among Us, question mark? It's a popular game in various communities involving deception. It's like a social deception game, which is on the rise lately. I've seen a few of them in the Steam store in various places. And for Extra Life last year, which was canceled, I was actually going to host the whole office, well, a large portion of the office, playing Among Us, but sadly COVID happened, so hopefully we'll do that next year. Again, great coloring. Thanks, Insanity. Love to see more of your submissions in the future. Next one is Sonic Asney, which I believe is another one of Fagras's kids. And this one looks punk. I don't know, like the really bright color, but the black mane. It's kind of like a mohawk. And this one's getting dark. We've got blood streaks from the bloody logo. We have blood on the paws. This one seems some action. What do you think of this one? Barbzak has pointed out that they see the names on the showcase here on the stream. Yeah, that was a new thing I added, and was suggested by, I was talking how, oh god, last month we had professional streamers, Britt and Anna, give everyone tips on how to upgrade their stream, and that was one thing, was making sure to show everyone's name on the stream. So if you want to take like a screen cap and share it around to be like, whoa, it's featured on the Bushwhacker Weekly stream, that's what you can do here. Philly says creepy BW2 logo. Absolutely. It's a good touch too. It's like, I think they just changed the color to red, but then added these very straight kind of bloody icicles almost. Believe in Disco says, hey, this should be for Halloween. You're absolutely right. Believe in Disco says, if you were walking down the street and that approached you, you'd hand over your snack. Yeah, I'd drop everything and just run away. Anything to slow it down. Thank you, Sonic Asney. This is a great submission. Whacked Crafter. Fantastic submission here, and it reminds me so much of there's like these coloring sets or toy things you can buy that are like this. You're like drawing on a chalkboard, but this is fantastic. It's incredibly neon, incredibly nightlife. I love it. Fantastic work here. Oh yeah, Whacked Crafter is Vizorban, I believe. I think you mentioned that this was like copping out, but you're totally wrong. This is fantastic. Great work. And sometimes all you just need to do to make a great submission is just some thoughtful planning. You don't have to spend a whole bunch of time on it. Just put some thought behind it and then execute and then submit it. And we love to show these things. And this thing turned out fantastic. I don't know how you did it, but I imagine you just selected just the text and then applied a rainbow gradient, which I don't know how to do in my tool. I think you can only gradient from one to like just two different colors. Maybe there's a rainbow option. Either way, this looks great. Also, thank you for actually making the chat. I know you said you weren't sure if you were going to make it, but you're here. Looks like the community's loving this too. We got WowVez. We got Cool Concept. We got WowzerVez. We have Looking Great. Love it. Light Brights. Yes. Yes, Berserk, that's the one. I'm thinking of Light Brights. This is the Light Brights Chupacabra. Yeah, the old Blacklight posters too, Zixter. Good job. Also, hi. Barb's Axis, this is original. This is fresh. They're absolutely right. Believe Discus says, but can you remember what your name was after 4 days? Tough. And moving on, we have Jelly Snail. I believe this is a second one from Jelly Snail. It is an one from a few days ago, a few streams ago, the Eastern Dragon, and I just love what you've done with the shading. You've got 3 layers of lighting here. You've got the dim on the bottom, the middle color, and then you've got a highlight. And you've done it everywhere. You've got it on the body, you've got it on the horns, the ears, the hair. It's fantastic. I love the palette. This like ochre brownie red with the blue, and then you've got the blue lightning in the background. This is fantastic. Very cohesive color palette. I see you used it in the border here, and also the blue on the logo with pink leaves. I love the pink leaves. Community's eating this up too. We got... Oh, that looks so good. Wow. At. Oh, nice. So great. So cool. Oh, so cool. Vizorban was for your other one. So, Vizorban, you're still getting praise here. It's crazy. Jelly Snail, this is a fantastic submission. Also, I see that you've removed the pupil from the eyes just to do a white highlight, and that's spooky. This is very spooky. Very great Eastern Dragon here. Thank you so much. Another one from Jelly Snail, another Eastern Dragon. Really like the Eastern Dragon here. This one has, it looks like candy corn horns. But it's also appears to be on Mars. This is a dragon on Mars or a desert. Ooh, tasteful touch with the hair here. Gradient from the teal of the skin to green on the tips. That's a really cool touch. And you've pulled out the yellow into the whiskers, the horns, and the logo. Good work. And like in the other one, you've got the main color green and teal used for the border. Kind of unifies the whole thing. JPL says it's Martian. Yeah, so true. Keek BW says looks like a desert. It does. Great drawing, Jelly Snail. The pupils make them look a little wild. They kind of do. Am I misremembering where these were the pupils were? No, I think they're at the front. Yeah, these are both redrawn pupils in that area. It's very cool. Looks like a quilt. Indonesian. Very well done, Jelly Snail. Thank you for the submission. Here we are. Another one from Julie. And this one is the Pegasus. I love the colors on the Pegasus here. It's purple wing and accent on the eyes there. It's very cool. And the texture gives us so neat. We've got that vibrant blue for the body and just very radical dyed hair. We've got green with pink accents on the hair everywhere, on the little wisps on the feet. And for the accents, we've got yellow on the horn and the hooves. I also did yellow golden hooves, so high five, Julie. Great job. I dig it. Would love to see more of your gel pen submissions. It's always cool to have the physical mediums in here. What's the community think? Incredible Goblin says, damn, this is great. So true. Keek BW says, yes, Julie. Flybaby says Jelly Snail is very talented. That was the previous one. 100% agree. Incredible Goblin says metallic pens. Did I say metallic pens? Or are you saying it's gel pens? Metallic gel pens. They are metallic. Very cool. Love the texture. Again, would love to see more of the physical submissions. And I believe this is the last one. We have one from Jelly Snail again. And this is one of the most adorable winged bunnies I've seen. I love the pink you've done here. It's very, I want to say cotton candy. It's very pink, it pops. It's like bubblegum. It's like a bubblegum bunny. And the heart's adorable. You've added like a little glowy gleam to the hearts and the wings, which really, that's extra good because in the background you've got this kind of blinding light that's kind of partially eclipsed by the ear. That's very cool. You can add it to the logo. And the flowers, the pastel-y, painterly flowers, really ties it all in together. And it looks like you found like some kind of purple hair texture and you've added it to the little like front tuft and tail. Also, props. You've got you've separated the front tuft color like a few people did, and I think that's a really neat touch. KPW says, "Aw, so sweet." Adorable. Love the coloring from Phyllis Philly. So talented, Jelly Snail. Bizorban says it's so cute. I want to embroider that for my granddaughter. That's praise. Fantastic pick. It's nice to end with a couple dream-friendly ones after so many that would give us nightmares. So true, Phyllis Philly. I think Flybaby had requested that we do a few more cute ones and kind of take a break from spooky, scary ones. Nimo Island says, I love the winged bunny. Would love to see the winged kitty and winged dog in the future. That would be cool. The flying ones are so adorable. Yeah, maybe some good ones. I can't think of many of the other winged dogs, but I know Georgia did Angelic Husky, and also there's another one with wings, the Jackal, but they're like bat wings, and that one's pretty spooky, so maybe we want to take a break from that one. Believe in Disco says, I have pink nightmares. Give me some green for St. Patrick. Yeah, I we'll see what Georgia does for today's coloring sheet. I imagine it will be St. Patrick's themed, but she hasn't had a chance to whip it up, so we'll see what she does. But hopefully I'll get that to you next week. Was there a dripping logo in the previous one? Oh no, that was the other one. All right. So that's all we have for submissions. That was a good batch. Thank you everyone who submitted. Would love to see what you come up with for the future ones. And moving on. So since Georgia isn't here to draw, we're gonna have to roll with the game in the background. Da, da, da. So some of you might recall seeing my avatar. He's the I don't know why. I love the candy cane or cotton candy hair, the pink, and the trumpet. My avatar doesn't use a sword. He's very peaceful, so he just bugles everywhere. I'm not very far. Well, I'm kind of far. I play a lot of it at work, so I haven't progressed a lot in my solo game, which I have elected not to supplement with developer powers per se. But I am only in Castle 2 or 3, the castle basement. I've done some of the Nate and Kane adventures. To be fair, I've done all of them in my developer account and future ones and etc. etc. So I was just trying to catch up to I want to get to the quest hubs and then I'll go back and do that stuff. I heard a lot of people actually do that kind of thing. They play through to the end, they get to the flux, and then they catch up with all the adventures, the Nate and Kane ones. Vizorban, you've watered my crops? Thank you. Appreciate that. I don't have any runes socketed. Curse you, human. Anyway, so this will be on in the background while I catch up with the other features of the stream, like the news. JPL says, holy crap, this is the first time I've seen this Chan actually play live stream. I'm not sure what you mean by this Chan. Is that a typo? KPW says, no cheating, lol. Thank you. Barb Zach wishes Georgia a speedy recovery. Yes, yes, yes. Thank you. So, It's 4:08. So updates. This is my cool script. Grab your beer. The St. Patrick's event is here. So head to the event area and get to the commons to get started. So if you haven't seen yet, which you should have, because when you load the game, there's a news pop-up. We have an in-game announcement to tell you that there's an event started, and you got to reload to get that update. But the St. Patrick's event has started. Ta-da! So this St. Patrick's event, we do have a few new things. So we've got the typical affair, find those leprechauns, bring them back to the event area, do the turn-ins, etc., etc. And in addition to that, there's the usual gamut of quests. Some of you might remember that you eventually have to find a special leprechaun who leaves the door open that takes you to Rainbow's End Island. And there's a couple new things there. If you read the blog, you can find out all the details there. But there is a quest and there's something else. So I hope you enjoy that. I believe it unlocks next week, maybe on Monday. Forget exactly, but it'll happen. So please enjoy that. This event is so great. I love the juxtaposition between the two brewmasters. You've got Alexander, and then you've got what was his name? He's like a Jedi. Oh, Keith. No, Alexander, Keith, same person. He's over here. So you've got Keith here. Keith's all like, oh, yeah, I'm Alexander. Love St. Patrick's Day. Maybe we'll do something fun, okay? It's a little chipper. You got this craft beer weirdo. Do you smell them? The potential for festive flavors swirling about the air. They are untapped flavor profiles waiting to be bottled. Every time I start this, I talk to both of them, and I'm like, it gives me a chuckle. What else do we got? This weekend only, you can buy the mystical N-bar mounts. They are so great, so hardcore. You'll see them when you open the game from the start, but they are, you might recognize the N-bar pet. Well, now there's an N-bar mount. It is the mythical green horse, I think wreathed in green flame, which is apparently a steed used by, like, the Irish equivalent of the god of the ocean, Irish Poseidon. It's very cool. So that's available, and then there's also two variants. So you'll see those when you open the game. I was gonna ask Georgia why she, some questions, just to tell us about the M-bar and why she picked it, but she's not here. Sad. Bezorban loves the new mounts. Nice. Heinrich Bergstorm says, time for me to go dream about being a bushwhacking player, about being a bush whacking players on April Fool's again. April Fool's is coming up. It's less than a month away. If you have any suggestions on what you'd like to see on April Fool's, be it a new idea or an old one, we've done some fun ones. I've seen a few people suggest that I don't know, all the bushes are Nate's, you whack them, but I kind of like the idea of you're a bush and you whack the players. That one's really fun. I've no content updates aside from the St. Paddy's event, which has the two new pieces. It's got the new quest and another something else that unlocks in the island, which you'll see later on as it unlocks. Been diligently working on the next content update. I've got most of the scripts are all done. I'm just kind of finalizing some decorations. George is doing some specific doodads still. And I've been implementing some parts of the Endless Flux, which I'm actually thinking I'm going to try to do a little weekend mini event with kind of some of the tech. So maybe on the weekend, someone will have like an endless forest maze that you'll have to go into, and it'll have the same format. It'll be a forest, but Each area will have a field. You whack in it, you'll reveal a chest, and then you go to the next one as deep as you can go to kind of test the format with like the weird bonuses and get your feedback on that before I kind of solidify it into the Flux content. So once I have that tech, it'll be pretty easy just to extend that to the Flux. It'll be very close to ready. We'll have this little promo just to get your feedback on it before we do the full release. But anyway, yeah, the next area content's coming together very good, very well, very good. That's a weird way to say that. Anyway, I'm very excited about it. Lots of hype about the Endless Flux. Glad to hear it. KQBW says the N bar looks like a Unisys. Kinda. It's a horse still, so it's got a lot of the same pieces, but no wings. It's very green and very green flamey. Okay. JPL has pointed out that I've got a lot of bush bucks on my account, so that's my dev cheats. It is kind of cheating. So what I'm not giving myself, we have a test trinket that gives you a lot of super bonuses, and that's really what I'm electing not to use. But I've got these, so I can just blaze through some friend blockers and whatever pieces I need as I desperately try to catch up to the endgame content. So it's like a pseudo dev account. Sorry, I came to this guy. This is Clint. You remember Clint. To look at the collection. Shift click. Gosh, we have a lot of mounts, huh? Oh, fun. I haven't shown the end bar in here. That's unfortunate. Well, you'll still see it. You can still buy it. It's just not in the collection until I add it later on. My bush bucks are not a typo. Yeah, Printmaker, the end bar just isn't showing up in Clint's collection. It was ready a few weeks ago, so I had to hide it so I wouldn't spoil it, and I forgot to unhide it. My greatest shame. Yeah, so next piece of news, kind of already covered it. Still working on the next major content update, but it's coming along real fine. And I've got a bit of middling news. So the next 2 streams are canceled because I'll be on vacation starting mid next week. But after then, we'll hit the regular content cadence. But it's my fiance is a teacher, and it's spring break coming up. So we had aligned some vacations so we could take it off together. So yeah. The St. Patrick's event will run over that entire vacation, so you'll have things to do the whole time. I've got some stuff queued up for after, so should be good. If you don't get an answer in your support ticket, you know what happens. Printmaker, I will definitely wear a mask. This is mostly... So it's kind of sad. So my fiance and I have been engaged for, gosh, years now. And then we were supposed to get married in 2020. COVID happened. We postponed it. And we had our honeymoon booked for Hawaii. I haven't traveled outside of the country aside from Vegas, so I was very stoked for our honeymoon to go to Hawaii. Not Mexico, Hawaii, JPL. But then we had to rebook that because that was for the summer in 2020. We rescheduled that to this year. It would have been my vacation right now was going to be when we go to Hawaii, but we got to delay that again. So we're still taking the time, but we're just going to have a staycation at home in our own town. The provincial health officer increased the outdoor group size to 10 people within your bubble, which is nice. So might try to do some park hangs. It's great weather today, so I hope that keeps up. Zixter, I'm sorry. Zixter says, "You are killing us telling about telling us about how excited for the new content I am. Yeah, look, I gotta keep the hype levels up. Visorban says thank you for updating on it. Well, welcome. Park hangs. I mean, like hanging out with a small group of friends in a park outside. Outside is the only place we're allowed to hang out with people at this point that are in our household. So we call them park hangs. I don't think we have any hot springs on Vancouver Island, Visorban. I know there's a few in the interior. I've been to... Oh god, I can't remember the name. Something hot springs. Kind of in the Nelson area. That's where my fiance's from. She's from Nelson. Yeah. Yeah. So it's St. Patrick's. The bars and anywhere selling alcohol in Victoria is closing early to kind of regulate with the health orders. But I was wondering, Ainsworth! Printmaker, you're right. How do you know? It's the Ainsworth Hot Springs. I've been to those. Those are super cool. They have like a section that goes into a cave. That was really neat. Haven't heard of Prophet River. Sounds like a destination stop, though. Thank you for the recommendations. Are you from the interior, Printmaker? You gotta be. You know all these interior locations. Thank you for joining, JPL. Sad to see you go. We'll talk to you later. Yeah, so I was just wondering, St. Patrick's, what's everyone's favorite beverage? Doesn't have to be alcoholic. I'm a big fan of strange beers. We call them weird beers. Craft beer, you know. Harp Lager. Nice recommendation. I don't think I've had that one. There's a local brewery here called Phillips Brewery, and they've done a... It's out of season now, but they had a winter ale that was a tropical stout winter ale. Well, like winter-themed beer. It's not a winter ale. It's a separate one, but I forget what it was called, but it was delicious. Any other favorite beverages? I was going to talk to Georgia about art stuff, but she ain't here. Ever had a hobgoblin import? I think I've... Is that one... so I haven't had that one specifically, but I think I've seen a beer called like Hopgoblin or something. An appropriately crafty play on words. From Witchwood Breweries out in England. I'll have to see if one of the liquor stores here carries it. Thank you for the recommendation. Anyone else? Irish coffee is in style right now. That Bailey's. If you looked at the in-game store, the event store, you'll actually see that there's an Irish creamer you can buy for your ranch. Visorban says we are smoking a number 13 brisket, then making smoked savory cabbage coleslaw, a key lime cheesecake, but not until the 21st since St. Patrick's Day is on a Wednesday. That sounds super delicious. Double smoked savory cabbage coleslaw. I would love to see the recipe for the savory cabbage coleslaw. Phyllis Philly says, gotta run. First time here, so hope to make it again. Would love to see you again here, Phyllis Philly. Thanks for joining in. Bye. KikiBW says, I was gonna say coffee. Bailey's Irish Creamer. Oh, it's good stuff. Also, it's not Irish, but I'm a huge fan of Kahlua. And I feel like there's always like a little competition between Kahlua and Bailey's. We have 7 minutes left. If no one wants to talk about beverages, I would love to hear any just kind of wish list items for Bushwhacker 2. If there's anything you'd like to see, any changes, any woes. I know you're all stoked for the Endless Flux, so that's definitely on the list. The zoo talk, people have been bringing up several suggestions that kind of bring up my suggestion for the zoo. I said suggestions a lot there, but like eggs, people want to be able to sell eggs or trade them, because a big thing with how many pets we have hundreds and hundreds of pets. I think almost 800 or 900. People are looking for specific pets from old generations, and it's just kind of just luck of the draw if you find any in a satchel. So they're looking for ways to like trade ones you have. One idea I had was if we do the zoo update, which I really hope we do, I think would be such a good update for this game, given how much pets we have, was some method to either use your surplus eggs for some kind of benefit, like leveling up your pets past 40 or something, or even just like a trade thing. You could trade with other people for eggs. Forging a Heart, the Endless Flux is an idea I have to, I talked about it a few streams ago and on the forums, but it's not in the game yet, but it would make the Flux a bit more interesting. If you haven't gotten there, then maybe that's just all you'll know is the Flux. So we'll see. I was going to challenge you to a race to see you could either, if I could get the update out first, or if you could make it to the Flux, but I don't know how fair that would be. Links is the heroes to shoot. I forgot the stream. You're here now. It's okay. We had some great submissions. You can always rewatch the stream. On the forum, I post a link to the YouTube playlist, which has all the videos in hindsight, and also a link to Twitch will hang on to a video of the broadcast for I think like a week or two. So you can watch it there if you missed it, since you missed it. Sixter says, I'm glad I do not have to listen to the Irish complain about how bad our Paddy's Day food is. No. Yeah. It's never like home, huh? We were actually talking about travel in the artist chat, and it kind of brought up, I'm really interested to see what our food is like abroad. Because I imagine that's what it's like when Irish people have Irish food here. It's just like, it's not actually what they eat, or it's like some kind of stereotyped version of their home cooked food. Zixter says, my company HQ is in Ireland. Nice. Vizorban says, you know my wish list, my woes, my wants. I do. I appreciate you sharing them with me. If you don't tell me what you want fixed or changed, I won't be able to change it. So it's good having you keep in touch and sharing those ideas with me. If you do have ideas, there's a whole section of the forums dedicated to questions and suggestions. So go ahead and post your ideas there. I cruise through there when I'm looking for relevant stuff. Like if I'm updating an event for the new year, I'll cruise through there, search for the event, search for St. Patrick's, and see if anyone had posted any requests. I do also just catalog any kind of feedback I've gotten from chats and stuff. Yeah. Kiki BW asks, are we gonna have a new coloring sheet on the web? Yeah. Georgia's sick today, but she will make one probably sometime next week. I'll still be working Monday, Tuesday, so I'll hope my darndest that she can get it in there. And if not, I'm sure we can get it on the internet while I'm gone. Necronus. First time seeing you. Thank you for joining the chat. Is there any site that carries this game that doesn't require the fake friend thing to progress? No, and also this game doesn't exist on the web anymore. It's technically still there if you can somehow get your browser to run Flash, but otherwise you're stuck with the desktop launcher. and there are friend blockers. You do need to request ingredients for crafting trinkets and stuff, but we have added like for friend blockers. Talking so hard. For friend blockers, you always get a free daily helper. So even if you don't want to engage in the friend system, you can always just do that. And we've kept the friend system ever since the game was first released on Facebook. There was only one platform, Big Fish Games, which didn't have friends in the platform that we could tap into. So we had elected to exclude the friend system from there. But since we're back to one platform that does have friends, our own one, Codename Games, we kept the friend system. I hope that answers your question, Necronus. Thanks for chiming in. Bizorban, so nice of you to water Forging's crops. Forging a Heart, you are a very laid-back quester. Do you have the title? That's the title, right? Flybaby says they would love to see escape room puzzles. That would be very cool. Well, I hope you can get the downloader working and play again, Necronus. Alright, so it is 4:30? Printmaker, is there an event pet that goes above 20%? I don't think so. That's the default, and I'm not sure you can use Pegasus to augment past an event bonus. We'll have to see. Maybe we could do like a community boosted pet like the meerkat or the smolder horse that has the event bonus. That'd be neat. You all seem to typically be able to get it to like 30 or 40% in those things, which is pretty impressive. All right, folks, time to wrap this up. Thank you so much for joining. This is all we have time for today. Thank you for tuning in. It was my pleasure to hear from each of you. You can find the drawing sheet on the media page when it's posted next week. Hang on until then. As I said before, I've got vacation starting, so the next 2 streams are canceled while I'm gone. So you will have a bunch of time to work on that fabulous coloring sheet, and I'm excited to see what Georgia does for it. It will probably be St. Patty's themed, so green is in. Thank you, Sasha, for moderating the chat. Thank you for Dylan for setting up the tech for the stream. The Champions and Crusaders stream for inspiring us to join the channel, and Eric for pushing us to make it happen. And shout out to Erica and Kat for trailblazing the stream format for Crusaders. And thank you to stream gurus Mark and Sean. Sean's always on before me doing the pancake stream. Griddled Champions. I highly recommend watching it. It makes me hungry. All right. Thank you all again. Be kind, be safe, and we'll talk to you later. Have a great weekend.